Welcome to GydeBites. I'm Prasanna, your host, and today's topic is something every L&D leader is thinking about: how we can use AI and automation to make learning smarter, faster, and more relevant. To explore this, I'm joined by someone who has been pushing boundaries in L&D for over a decade. Joseph Liberto. He is an L&D consultant at Green Sky. Joseph has helped global organizations move beyond traditional training to performance-driven learning. He brings powerful mix of technology, data, and stakeholder alignment to the table. His work is all about making learning stick and scale. Joseph, it's great to have you on channel.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And Joseph will straight away jump to our conversation for today. So I'm going to start with something related to AI, obviously. So, what do you think are some of the AI related skill gaps you are seeing in 2025?
In 2025, that's a great question. So in 2025, right now, I see gaps in AI fluency. And I'm not talking about coding or building AI, but understanding how to collaborate with it. I've noticed that many learners still struggle to kind of extract the value from AI tools because they don't know how to frame the right question, right? Think about prompt engineering, all right? Or they don't know how to interpret the answer that they get back from AI. So I think we need to shift from simply using AI into actually understanding its context and its limitations. We all have that friend who is just completely, in the dark, or that family member when they're searching Google, right? They search, I want to know a recipe of, right? It's all about keywords. And the one thing I noticed with AI, that when you're prompting AI, it's very easy to get a biased answer because you had a biased prompt.
Wow.
There was a funny meme that I saw on LinkedIn the other day, and it was about ChatGPT, and it was a husband arguing with his wife, and it was like, I looked all morning for it. The wife was like, "Oh, I typed in your schedule to ChatGPT, and it said you were cheating on me." And the husband's like, "Show me your prompt," and she shows the prompt on the next screen, and it's like, very leading, extremely leading. So of course AI gave back an answer that was, yes, your husband is absolutely cheating on you. And it's like, it was funny, but it strikes a real world balance with what I'm seeing with gaps today. So
and it sort of is an observation done by most of us, right? I mean, when you start expecting what you get to have as an answer, then it's done. Basically, you're just wanting to listen or get that answer which you expect as an answer from me, and that's where things become a little weird in a way.
yes.
Although I don't think husbands and wives they need ChatGPT to argue, but
I looked all morning for it. I was like, I got to give this as a visual, but I couldn't find it. It was very funny. I laughed very hard when I saw it. It's so true.
All right. And how do you think AI can help in upskilling? So there are a lot of places where there is a high turnover these days. So a lot of churn, a lot of growth, a lot of new hiring, a lot of layoffs, and so on. So how you see AI helping with upskilling in those kind of situations?
Another really good question. So high turnover, as we all know, demands agility, right? With AI, we're not just delivering faster content, we're delivering smarter content. So imagine a new hire getting a chatbot, a work buddy, right? That knows their job, a mentor, you could say. It guides them from day one, but it adapts to their learning style. All right. I've seen how pairing AI tools with learner profiles, like I did for our CLA audience, our CLA team, can reduce ramp up time dramatically. I think micro learning powered by AI and customized bite-sized learning on demand is really going to start being popular going forward. I do.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. And I think uh, given the attention spans that we all have today, so bite-sized learning is the way forward. So if you
Yeah.
if you can watch a reel or watch a YouTube Shorts for 30 seconds, instead of that, let's watch a 30-second or 60-second micro learning video or tutorial or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
And,
really makes
now that I think about it, also, we had a really unique problem. I don't want to say problem. We had a really unique obstacle when we started doing uh, training BPO internationally outside of the country. So, for
sense.
instance, Green Sky deals with financial terminology, right? And there's a lot of financial terminology and a lot of just cultural differences between North America and the rest of the world.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of things that don't translate directly from our culture to other cultures.
yeah,
I think just as just off the top of my head, I think one of the terminologies that we're used to is like a balloon payment when you're talking about loans and stuff. And there's no direct translation for that in a lot of different cultures. So AI could bridge that gap and upskill quicker by bringing context or fluency to what that means or how to explain how that means. So I
yeah.
just thought about that off the top of my head. I was like, oh, you know what? So yeah, that was one of the things. Language translation, learner profiles, culturally relevant learning.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense, makes sense. And I think given the diverse workforces that lot of organizations have, it's going to be, if you provide those nuggets at the right time, it's going to help a lot of people, a lot of us. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
All right. And so, what do you think can be automated today, Joseph? So there are a bunch of tasks that L&D does. Uh, what do you think can be and should be automated right now? What is your take on the automation piece of it?
I'm trying to think what annoys me the most off the top of my head. Um, let's stop wasting time pulling Excel reports and manually collecting data. We should automate it. We really should.
Yeah.
So at Green Sky, I built a dashboard for one of my coworkers. It eliminated over 5 hours of data collection per person when they were going through like their OJT process. So that effort was minimized just by automating, pulling reports, and not doing redundant efforts. Freeing that time up let us focus on strategy and more targeted coaching instead of wasting our time on spreadsheets. I think the more L&D automates admin tasks like LMS data cleanup and reporting, tracking competencies, things like that, the more human we can be in the classroom and also show up for our people.
I mean, we all love to download Excels, right? It's crazy.
Oh, dream about it every night.
All right. So, and this also brings to another aspect of the whole AI and automation part of it, right? So, how do we maintain the human connection while we are learning or while we are teaching things to users? So, because a lot of things can be automated or can be generated very quickly, is human connection becomes important when we sort of apply learning or when we sort of pass on the content. So, how do you balance that?
Good question. A lot of things can be automated. I don't believe a lot of things should be automated in terms of, replacing genuine instead of replacing genuine human connections. Right?
Yeah.
AI doesn't care if someone's having a rough day. People do. I do.
Yeah.
My team does, right? I've had a student show up disengaged. Only after I had a real conversation with them did I realize that they were sleeping in their car at night because they didn't have a home, right?
Oh.
It's not something AI can ever pick up on, or at least right now they can't.
Yeah.
And, the magic is using AI for efficiency. So you have more time to make those real, genuine connections with your people.
Yeah, this is like spot on, right, Joseph? Because I mean, a lot of times, as you mentioned, that we are pulling out reports, we are downloading Excels, we looking up those things and so on. So instead of that, if we can spend time with people, we'll understand them better. We understand when they are sort of not having a good day or having a good day and so on, and that will actually boost the overall morale and productivity. That's spot on, to be honest. Yeah.
Some of the best people I've ever worked for, some of the jobs that I've ever been the best I could possibly be at the time were because I had genuine connections with the people I worked with and the leaders I followed. So, yes, yeah, AI can replace a lot of things. There's certain things that it just shouldn't replace.
Yeah, makes sense. And at least I think it cannot for at least a foreseeable time, because it's like there is no shared AI which everyone has. It's a personal AI, right? So there is no
Yeah.
shared AI that knows, that tells you that okay, whether Prasanna is having a rough day today or not. It's and
Right.
it will remain that way.
Right.
I think so. Okay, so one thing, and the last thing for today, I wanted to ask you or touch base a little upon was, a lot of times there is a fear that if we sort of start using AI, or if L&D starts using AI, the jobs will be lost, or there is a constant fear on the people. So how do that mind shift happen? That how do L&D should embrace AI and automation so that there is a work which is getting done because of these efficiency gains, and at the same time we are having people who understand where to leverage AI in a nicer way.
Yeah. So there's two parts to this. There's two parts I want to touch on. First, and I'm giving myself this advice as well. From a year or two ago, curiosity over control, right? We can't just be content curators anymore. We need to become learning architects, right?
Mhm.
AI isn't going to replace us. I don't feel like it will, but it's nudging us to level up,
Yeah.
right? I tell my peers, if you're afraid of AI, don't just learn about it, learn with it, right? That's going to be the shift. I remember I was I don't want to touch Chat GPT, blah, blah, blah. It ain't for me. It's just, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it. And then I remember Doll E came out
Mhm.
and it was free. I was like, all right, I'm curious. Type a prompt in, it prints you out a picture. Let me see what I could do. I did a logo, I did something else. And it was like, now this is neat. I like this. This is cool. And then I went to Midjourney and I was floored. I was like, oh my gosh, well, this is crazy. And then I paid for it for a month and I was like, I could get a lot done with this. um, you know? And me personally, I have attention deficit disorder, had it all my life. So I tried Chat GPT for the first time because I wanted to brainstorm. What was it? I think it was T-shirt designs for my son's mountain bike YouTube channel, and I was like, "This is amazing." It's not doing the work for me. It's helping me. It's helping me, learn new things, and it was really neat. It was really neat. It's going to be a game changer. It's definitely going to be a game changer. I don't think we should be afraid of it, but we need to learn with it. Same thing goes for self checkouts,
Yeah.
right? When we started implementing soft checkouts, I worked for NCR at the time,
Mhm.
and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, you're taking jobs away from the cashiers," right? Because now people can just walk up and check out on their own. What people failed to realize is, you're taking one cashier, replacing it with a self checkout, but the job market now I need technicians to come out and work on these self checkouts, right? So I believe the job market's going to shift. right? Just like when automobiles came out, just like when any disruptive innovation came out, right? The job market shifts. You're starting to see, AI directors, right?
Yeah.
Directors of, AI implementation for companies that didn't exist a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So I genuinely believe that as a human being, right, you also have to make the shift. You have to be open to learning new things, and you have to realize that what you do today might not be what you do tomorrow. It might change, and you have to be able to change with it. As a human race, we've evolved and adapted over entire existence, and I don't think it's going to change.
Yeah. I think it brings in an important point in a way. Little bit my take on this is the people are not worried about AI. They are actually worried about its pace. They The pace with which things are moving, that sort of makes them uncomfortable. That okay, today content is gone, tomorrow coding is gone, day after
Yep.
tomorrow image creation is gone, and that pace with which our minds are not conditioned to evolve is what I have come to a conclusion. What do you think about
I don't know. Let's see. It's
it?
when did the internet hit for global consumers? The 90s? I think it was the 90s. I was really little, but people thought the internet was going to be the end of the world. Before the internet, people thought the personal computer was going to be the end of the world, right? And look at how the internet has vastly expanded everything we do. Look at how personal computers, laptops, cell phones,
Yep.
right? Look
Yep.
at how fast they have evolved. I mean, we went from what 386 megahertz, excuse me, 386 megahertz processors in the 80s to what are we pushing now? 5.2
Yeah.
gigahertz? And that's just a personal computer. So, even if you look at like the last generation AM4 AMD processors and you look at the AM5s, the architecture is just wildly different. The
Yeah.
it evolves very quickly, and it's just we have to evolve with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So on that note, before we wrap up, Joseph, we always ask our speakers for one practical takeaway. So for L&D professionals, leaders that will be listening to this, what do you think your one piece of advice would be?
Yes. Let's see. Don't underestimate the power of relationship building in learning and development. I've had the most success with stakeholders, cross-departmental collaborations, cross-cultural collaborations, and learners, not because I had like the best PowerPoint, but because I listened, I empathized, and I collaborated, especially when trying to secure buy-in. So build trust first, and the rest will follow, and be genuine.
All right. So build trust and rest will follow. Thank you so much, Joseph. Your insights were thoughtful, actionable, and I'm sure our listeners are walking away with a clearer sense of how AI and automation are going to sort of elevate the learning. To everyone tuning in, right? So if you find this helpful, do share with your fellow professionals, fellow L&D people. And until next time, keep learning and keep reading. Thank you so much, Joseph, once again. Have a nice one.
Thank you. You too.